Welcome to Coaching for Creatives with Kirsten. My name is Kirsti Call. I'm a therapist-trained life coach and a children's book author. Together, we'll get the drama out of our lives and onto the page. Let's get started. You are listening to Episode 61, Making Decisions. About 28 years ago, I made a decision. It was the kind of decision that would change my life forever. I was just barely 20 years old, and I had big plans for finishing college early and going to grad school for my doctorate in psychology. I was a research assistant. I only had a few credit hours left before I graduated in psychology with a minor in English. But I kept feeling like I needed to at least ask God if He wanted me to go on a mission. Back then, I had to be 21 years old to become a missionary for my church. So every single night I'd pray and say something like, "Okay, Heavenly Father, I don't want to go on a mission. You know what I want. But if you want me to go, I'll go." As you can imagine, this prayer didn't really leave room for opinions other than my own. It wasn't a very effective prayer. And it didn't leave room for an answer from a higher power. But every night for 9 months, I said this prayer. Then one day, my mind opened just a little bit. I read a verse about faith being like a seed and minds being enlightened in the scriptures one day. And all of a sudden, my mind shifted. I felt different. I felt empowered. I felt excited about going on a mission. And all of a sudden, I felt willing to go on a mission. I felt willing to wait for my other goals and aspirations. Oh, good, I thought. All I need to do is be willing. I don't really need to sacrifice my time and energy as a missionary. But my desire to serve a mission grew and grew along with my excitement, and so I decided to become a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This decision changed me forever. I learned Portuguese, lived in Brazil for 18 months, worked with people to help them stop drinking and smoking, shared my faith and love for God, learned to love all types of people in all kinds of places, unconditionally. I even came home and minored in Portuguese. For me, when it comes to big decisions like pressing pause on school and becoming a missionary for 18 months, I always involve God in the process. I marvel at how many big decisions we make in our 20s before the judgment centers of our brains have even developed. Apparently, they aren't developed until we are 27 years old. By the time I was 27, I'd made decisions about college, my major, becoming a missionary, who to marry, what grad school to go to, what degrees to get, what career I wanted. By the time I was 27, I had 2 children. All of these decisions I made were life-altering, and I consider them some of the best decisions I've ever made. Now I'm watching my older children make decisions about college and spouses and missions. Life is full of decisions, big and small. Every moment, we are choosing. We choose to get out of bed in the mornings, what to wear, whether to take a shower or not, what to eat, when to eat. We choose to take one step in front of the other. We choose to dance and wiggle and move, or we choose to sit and ponder. We choose silence. Sometimes we choose between 2 options we don't like. Perhaps we have to go to a job we don't like, or we stay home and make no money, which is equally unappealing. Sometimes we choose between 2 options we do like. Perhaps we have 2 really great options for housing, or 2 really amazing job options, or 2 really incredible books to read. Sometimes we feel decision fatigue, where over the course of the day, the more decisions we make, the worse we are at making decisions. My husband bought all identical blue button-down shirts and all identical black socks to cut down on his decision fatigue. He doesn't even have to think about it because the decision is already made for him when he's getting dressed in the morning. I love the idea of knowing what I want beforehand, so I don't even have to think about a decision, therefore cutting back on decision fatigue. People also suffer from decision paralysis, when you just feel indecisive, and the more choices there are, the harder it is to make the decision. We all make decisions. We can't escape it. So here's some ways to help the decision-making process go more smoothly. These tips are for bigger decisions. The small ones may not need such an extensive process. Number 1, notice you need to make a decision. Obviously, this is the first step in good decision-making. Also, it seems easy, but many times we're stuck without knowing it and totally oblivious or unaware of our need to make a decision. So be intentional around your actions and notice when you need to make a decision. Number 2, identify the alternatives. Perhaps write a list of choices you can make, like a list of editors or agents to submit to, or a list of manuscripts you want to revise, or a list of restaurants you might want to go to on your birthday. Number 3, write a pros and cons list. This one is very common, at least as a trope in books and movies. It works better for some kinds of brains than others, but it's a valid option and may help you weigh your options. If you make a pros and cons list and the cons outweigh the pros, that doesn't mean you can't make that choice. You still have your agency and your ability to decide what you want to do. But many times, a pros and cons list will help you better understand your options and how they will affect you. Number 4, discuss with a close friend or family member. I would add God or a higher power into this category. Discussing big decisions with someone who knows us and loves us is a great way to gain clarity. I got new glasses today. This is actually a really big decision for me because I wear my glasses all day, every day, 24/7. And it's hard to choose because I don't see well enough to see myself in glasses I'm trying on. I brought a good friend with me to take pictures of me so that I could put my old glasses on and see the photos of myself in the glasses I was trying on. This friend helped me understand if the glasses worked for my face shape and my personality. Number 5, remember you can always make another choice later. This is important. Although it may not feel like it, most decisions aren't permanent. You can choose to be a professor now at age 20 and become a lawyer at age 70. Trust me, my uncle did it. You can live in France now and move to Timbuktu later. You can take that job now and choose another one later. The possibilities are endless. And so are the choices. Number 6, remember there is always more than one right way to do things. There might not be one right decision. In fact, it's most likely that there are many right ways to approach your problem or your goal. This perspective should help give you permission to move on to number 7, which is make the choice. Here's where you decide what to do. Perhaps you choose to play a board game instead of watching TV, or you choose to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich instead of ham and cheese. Number 8, do it. Do whatever you've decided to do. Play that board game, eat the PB&J, submit your chosen manuscript to the editors or agents you've selected. Number 9, learn from your choice. Perhaps you don't like the sandwich you chose, or you get rejections from the editors and agents you submitted to. Or maybe you loved playing the board game instead of watching TV. Whatever your feelings, pay attention to them. If you loved the result of your choice, you may choose it again. If you didn't like the result of your choice, you may never choose it again. Or perhaps you feel like neither or both are wrong. That's okay too. Maybe you want to go a completely different direction and never eat sandwiches again. That's your prerogative. Number 10, choose not to regret the decisions you've made in the past. There is nothing you can do to change a past decision, so there is no point in regretting it. It doesn't serve you. Number 11, you have all the power. The momentum of life only makes your choices for you when you allow the momentum of life to make your decisions, because you're not making them yourself intentionally, right? You have power. You have agency. You have choices. You have the ability to make choices to change your life for the better. So, as you make decisions throughout the days and weeks and months ahead, remember you have the ability to make powerful decisions. Decisions that will change you, change others, and help you become who you want to be. And remember, there always is more than one right way. Until next time, keep smiling. If you like what you've heard, check out my Get Yourself Unstuck program. Go to KirstenCall.com. That's KirstineCall.com and schedule a free consultation today. Coaching for Creatives is produced by Kirsti Call. Music and audio engineering by James Call.